And welcome back to Sports Check on this Monday morning, the 28th day of April 2025. It's a back-to-school Monday, so lots happening out in the field and keeping up also with what's happening in the news. Our sign language interpreter still is Lucy Mwawara. Now, let's continue with another conversation. This one focuses on the youngsters of the country, and we are looking at beach volleyball. We know that the beach volleyball season is on, and it is a sport that, everyone's talking about. It can be played anywhere. All you need is the correct sand, the correct surface, and you can do it. If landlocked countries are winning, medals at the top, at the high level, the highest level of competitions in the world, then anyone can. So to have that conversation today, we're going to have two members of Kenya's beach volleyball team, and they have played together, for quite some time now. And the reason being, beach volleyball is what you'd call a pure team sport. They earn points as they play together. On my immediate left is Sharon. Okay, Sharon, karibu and welcome.
Thank you.
And we have her teammate Abigail Chebet. Karibu.
Thank you.
And let me just tell you the story is that, when they started playing together 3 years ago in Dar es Salaam, everyone, so these are just two other young girls who are playing, and they grew, represented the country at the Youth Commonwealth Games, winning their matches, and they're going to be telling us that story as we continue. And then we also have got the chair of the Beach Volleyball Commission at the KVF, Moses Mbutia. Karibu.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Sharon and Abigail, this is your story. Volleyball, conventional volleyball, standard volleyball, everyone plays that. At what point did you decide, let me try out beach volleyball?
First and foremost, I'd like to thank the Almighty God. Since I was in primary, I started volleyball in the year 2016 under Coach Birech Joseph. We played there to nationals. We went to East Africa, Tanzania in 2019. I did my KCP exam in 2020. I joined KBC Girls in Bomet, where I got a sponsorship there till Form 4. In the year 2022, we went for Tanzania beach volleyball. And with our chairman
of the commission,
Moses Mbutia, is a good person. We really appreciate. And in the year 2023, we went into Trinidad and Tobago. We played against Scotland in the semis.
Actually, I'll be coming to that story about getting to Scotland. But let's first, Abigail also. You've gone to school with Abigail.
Yeah.
Primary school?
Primary school we were together.
Secondary school?
Secondary school we were together.
Sasa tuambie story yako. Ukuje kwako.
Okay, I'm Abigail Chebet. I started playing volleyball in the year back 2019. I did under Coach Joseph Birech. I did my exam in the year 2019. I managed to get a scholarship.
You were 1 year ahead of her?
Yeah.
She picked up the sport before you? How?
Yeah.
Sasa ikaenda aje?
Yeye alianza mbele yangu 2017 ama 16, mimi nikaanza 2019. Then nikamanage kupata scholarship, nika-join KBC Girls High School. There tukaanza beach volleyball in the year 2018. Coach chairman Moses Mbutia alitusimamia akatufikisha huko. Our first coach was Mulinge. Akatupea tactics kidogo ya beach volleyball, tukagrow 2022, tukaenda competition yetu ya kwanza.
Coach Mulinge, the one who's known with KPA.
Yeah.
So that we put a name to it.
Yeah. 2022 was first time we participated in Tanzania, and we managed to be number 3. Then two again in Malindi.
Just tell us about the Tanzania one, because that's where the story, the 2022 one.
Okay, Tanzania ilikuwa ni ya kwanza kucheza huko. Some ilikuwa ni vigumu tukianza, lakini tuka manage. Day 1 ilikuwa tough, day 2 ikakuwa at least. defeat some people and we managed to our semis.
Kwenda kucheza Tanzania na Mombasa, because we know that Tanzania can actually turn out to be a little bit hotter than usual. How do you adjust, Sharon?
At first, we went to Malindi for our training. When we were there, we really enjoyed the space there. The place was cool. When we reached there, Tanzania, it was a little bit hot, and we managed. After hapo tukacheza. First day ilikuwa ngumu. Second day at least tukapik. Third day tukacheza na kina Countesha Makoa. Tukawatoa semis.
Kenya team 1.
Yeah.
Tukawapika tukaenda
Gaudensha ilikuwa ni Gaudensha na walikuwa wamepata na nani au Mito?
No, pame
Kamecheza na
Fosca. Tukawapika tukaenda semis, then tukapikwa hapo. We became number 3.
Well, very well done. What was that moment? Mmecheza na Gaudensha na Fosca Kasisi mmecheza nao. Najua kuna ile heshima, unajua hawa ndio wametutangulia, lakini sasa mkawashinda.
Tulikuwa na worry, but we had trust in our sport. Tukajiamini tukacheza. Pia wao walistuka tumewashinda.
Wasiwasi ilikuwa imetoka wapi?
Kwa sababu ni Kenya 1 hiyo jina tuko naye, tunaona hawa ni masters. So tulikuwa tunaogopa Moso Gaudensia. But venye tuliingia kwa kiwanja tukajipa moyo, tukasema kila kitu inawezekana, ni kujiaminia tu.
Very well. So 2022 and working and beach volleyball, you know, you have to work as a team. And Wanambudia, what is it that you saw, even when the team, the federation was now going to select them, you know, for national assignments at 8th grade level, I mean even at youth level, what was it that the coaching team saw and decided to pick on this? Because they eventually have to grow as a team and collect the points that way.
Allow me to give credit where it's due, because it is Muringe who realized the potential in these girls. Remember, Coach Muringe is not just a conventional coach. As we are talking now, he has made it to the semi-finals in Libya with that Rwandan team. Maybe that will be a story for another day.
No, that one is for the news.
Yes. Number 2, Coach Birej, because he was able to identify these young ones at that tender age. My first time meeting them was about 9 years ago, when they had gone for a tournament in Bungoma. And I realized they were playing, but they didn't have uniform. What I could do that time, I just gave them a uniform. And then from that time, we got to know each other. Then one man called Biret, the father has donated land at the end of the farm for training for these girls. So they have a camp. He has a camp in his own farm. And to me, that touched me when I went to the camp in those sides of, what is the name of the place? Soin. Just inside Soin. So these girls started growing together because of that combination of Mr. Joseph Biret, the father of Biret, and also the team manager of KDF, assistant KDF team. What's his name? You know? Pius. So they started that way. Now to come to your question, Muringe was able to see the potential in these girls. And what we did as a commission, we supported Muringe. We made sure that all their tours, we pay for them. And they're also very good girls because they are told at night, then they're able to adjust, go to Eldoret, get into a vehicle, and come. Just like they did for Marindi, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where that is where you defeated the Kenya one?
Yeah.
Yes. So they came at night and all the way from Eldoret, and they were able to adjust. Number 2, this young girl, we called her Rush Night because of this program. She was in Soin.
Yes.
Yes. She took a vehicle with the help of Viresh, and here she is. You can see that piston, the engine working well because of proper oiling and discipline. So mine is to say these girls will go far. And with the discipline, don't forget, she's now playing for Kenya Pipeline. Am I right? Kenya Army. And you're?
Kenya Pipeline.
Kenya Pipeline. You can see that they are getting somewhere. But today I wanted them to speak Sawahome. I want to hear from them.
Waongee sasa.
Waongee, itoke kwa roho.
Na Sharon, by the way, team yenu sasa bronze mlileta. Sindio? What was that feeling and what is the next concept tuongea hapo? Kabla ipotee.
Kwangu mimi nashukuru Mungu sana. Kwa umbali amenitoa. Since I was young mpaka saa hii at least nimepata club. Nashukuru Mungu. Na nashukuru coaches pia for the support they are giving us. Na my colleague players there, they are really very supportive. But before I enter Kenya Pipeline, I started in KDF first. Nilimaliza shule nikaenda huko 2 months, then on January nikaenda Kenya Pipeline, nikasponsoriwa huko, nikasupportiwa pia, and I really thank God.
Very well. The story, by the way, the Kenya, sasa huko Kenya Army.
Yeah.
Kazi wanakupatia?
Kazi watanipa.
Atakupa.
Mimi nashukuru Mungu mahali amenitoa. Sikujua nitafika hapa. Muso kiongozi wetu amesimama na sisi tangu hata kuna wakati tulikuwa tunaenda Tanzania tuko na yellow fever card nini, akulala usiku yote, ameshughulika mpaka tukasucceed kwenda. Amekuwa ni mtu mzuri, anatusupport mpaka sasa. Unaona bado anafuatilia, anataka tuendelee. Yeah.
So let me come to Trinidad and Tobago. You were selected. What was the criteria for selecting the?
Well, they were the best in the country going by the age, and there is no way we would have picked on the seniors, and we said this was our best team. And they went there with coach Patrick Owino, and they turned tables because at that time we were talking about the Big Seven. Kenya now was in the Big Seven. We are talking of Britain. They were able to beat Britain. Scotland, they never give them a chance. New Zealand, the only country that stopped them from the medal bracket was Canada. And I think they should be saying it. I should not be the one saying it. And also tell us how they enjoyed the country.
So give us the Trinidad and Tobago and preparing for that tournament. Kitu ya kwanza.
Tuliitwa camp Kilifi. Tukatrain kama wiki mbili under coach Patrick Owino. Na tulikuwa nasaidiwa na wa seniors Gaudenzia kwa training na coach Sally. Hapo hivyo tukafanya training and we promised them we were ready for competition. Tukaenda Trinidad. Day 1 mambo iko mbaji, tulikuwa tumezoea mchanga ya Malindi, ilikuwa familia ni huko. Tukacheza competition from one level to another, we were gaining juu teams zilikuwa tofauti. So kufika semis, Canada walikuwa juu yetu kidogo, walikuwa na service mzuri. Alafu there mimi mwenyewe sikuwa receiver mzuri, nilikuwa chini kidogo. So nikapata kutoka hapo hivyo.
Najua watu wakikuja hapa si watu wengi wanaongea ukweli. Wanakupa kuongea ukweli.
My partner alikuwa mzuri ku receive than mimi. Kocha akanitia moyo, akaniambia utaweza. Mimi mwenyewe sikufa moyo. From there nikagain your courage kutoka huko mpaka sasa nimeimprove. I'm now a good receiver. So I promise tukipata chance sitamwangusha partner yangu.
Aya. Amekuja kutubu dhambi zake hapa.
Na ilifanyika hivyo hivyo.
So just give us the whole context of now working together such that you are a good receiver. She's then who was more powerful in the attack? Ilikuwa ni nani? Ilikuwa ni yeye ama ni yeye? Sawa. Just tell us how you worked around that, because you've seen a bit in New Zealand, England, Scotland, ndio sasa mkafika semi na Canada. Just take us how you are growing into the game and ensuring you cover for where the weaknesses were.
We started our training in Kilifi. Tulienjoy yuko. Siku ikafika tukaenda. Na tulifika huko day 1. At least tuliwin. Tukakuwa na hiyo courage. Day 2 pia tukawin. Siku ya 3 pia tukawin. Then hapo semis ndo ikatuangusha. Canada ikatupika. But challenge tulikuwa nayo huko ilikuwa reception peke yake. Partner wangu hakuwa anajiamini. Sasa coach alikuwa anatu encourage, be focused, tucheze hii game tutapata. Tukafika semis tukapikwa na Canada kwa sababu reception yetu ilikuwa natusumbua, but service tulikuwa nayo, attack pia tulikuwa nayo, and block. Covering pia we were good. Kitu ilitusumbua tu hapo ni reception yao, walikuwa na tough service. But fanya tulirudi huku tukatrain, at least now I can see we are improving.
Okay. Yes. We're going to be talking about that aspect of service and you know how it has changed and how you're competing now. We know we've had the homologated first event last weekend, not
last weekend, yeah.
Yes, last weekend. So Bwanambuthi is going to be telling us about that and the experiences that they're going through. We'll be taking a short break. We'll be back with Abigail Tibet, Sharon Jepkogei, and Moses Mbudia. Just at the top of the hour, sign language interpreter has been Lucy Maura. And welcome back to Sports Check on this Monday morning, the 28th day of April, 2025. Well, we're having a conversation about beach volleyball in the studio, and later we're going to be talking, around mixed martial arts. Tom Ilmodo is one of those we'll be focusing on because just about 10 days ago we had the East African Championship. What was the outcome and what's the way for the youngsters? But right now, let's get into this, get back to the second part of this conversation. Our sign language interpreter is Ann Wangeshi. So, in studio with me, I've got Sharon Jepkogei, who has represented the country at the Youth Olympics in Trinidad and Tobago, and her teammate is Abigail Tibet. They have been playing together now for 6 years? Yeah. 6 or 7 years. And this is purely beach volleyball alongside, conventional volleyball that would be then the chair of the KVF Beach Volleyball Commission, Moses Mbudia. And Sharon and Abigail just told us reception was a problem when they got to the semi-finals at the Youth Olympic Games in Trinidad and Tobago, and they eventually lost to Canada. Lessons learned, Sharon and Abigail, especially about how you position yourself when receiving in beach volleyball. You're only 2, unlike the other game where you're 6. How do you move around that court?
You just receive eye ball. Partner wako atakuja akusetie. Time unaenda una attack, atakuja covering nyuma yako. In case block ikue, atakuwa able ku receive your rebounds na muendelee nayo.
Aya, tuongee. How have you agreed that this works? When it comes to receiving, when you're not on service?
Ina work sababu the field tuna divide. Anakaa katikati, tunakaa hivi katikati. Anabakisha space kidogo kwake, kidogo kwangu. Kikuja katikati tuta communicate. So kama utasaviwa, unaweka the ball, you receive the ball higher, ndo partner wako afikie, akusetie, uattack ile side ingine.
Have you got to an agreement nani andafanya reception, because you've already said her reception is way stronger. You're setting and na amesema ya kwamba wewe your approach to the net is also very good. Have you agreed on a working formula?
No. Service wezi jua nani atasaviwa, but kikavi mostly ni mimi wanasaviwa, jua najua sijui kureceive.
Hapa ni hapa Kenya ama ni huko nje?
Uko nje. Asai Kenya nimeivia reception. Mostly wanasaviwa, anakuanga na cut. Sasa mimi nikisaviwa, nitamreceive, ataniwekea ni attack.
Well, so and you've had it, and now developing a team like this, Bwanambuthi.
Yes.
And with the beach volleyball, the homologated series also there, such that they can earn points. How do you then develop such a team? Well, because eventually, and you can also give the background as to why I'm insisting on
I know
the purity of the team.
And I also want to salute you for thinking about the youth, because you've been bringing here the elders, and now we're talking about the takeover. If you look at what is happening on your screen, you realize Deep Heat have been sponsoring our activities. And we want to salute them because they normally give us a tune of about 300,000, and they separate We have now 900,000. We have already consumed the 300,000. So without the sponsors, it becomes very difficult for us. Last time we were sponsored by NOC, we must say, and also Kenya Volleyball Federation. And you and I know, for example, last week, we were able to be hosted in a Tiwi area where we have a Twiga Beach resort with a very fine sand. The girls were not able because they were up country, but they will participate in the next one. Number two, we also want to thank schools like Kenya, because that first training where they got the basic was at Kenya school. Then from there, they graduated to Merisho School. Merisho also supported them. And also we have the Kazamoyo, the owners of that beach hotel in Tiwi, that is Twiga Beach Hotel. They gave us that beach free of charge. Not very many hotel industry will give you the beach, because that is where they also get the money because of the tourists. In fact, like Twiga Beach, there was a camp just beside where we were playing. But they gave us that thing free of charge. I must salute Madam Kazamoyo and a company for what she's doing. Said and done, we are also challenging them not to concentrate too much on conventional volleyball at the expense of beach volleyball. Because like her, she's she's gifted. She has very good finger works and also lists. She can pretend she's going up in the air to hit, but she lets the ball just sink. This one I was able to notice it in when we had the beach tour at Strathmore University. And Strathmore, you managed to get position? Three. So they also got bronze medal, despite their age. And I can remember very well, one of the couples, one of the team, like Braxidis, she was very worried for humiliation. She was saying, I'm playing God, I just win this one. They would rather beat me out there, not here. So in a nutshell, too, Kenya Broadcasting Corporation has also been following our events. They have been telling the world what is going on. And one time, the president of CAVB saluted the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation for highlighting our activities throughout. Sometimes you cover us live, like in Mombasa, when we were preparing for Olympic qualifier in Morocco. In a town called, I'm forgetting the town, but in the northern part of Morocco. You gave us total coverage, and the world was able to know that Kenya exists.
Yes. Well, so there it is, and there's something I want you to explain.
Yes.
That beach volleyball is always about pairs, and
if anything happens,
and what it means in case one is injured out for some time.
We had a chance of going to Italy, and we had teams from all over the world. And one team from Italy, one person got injured, and that was the end of the game. There is no substitute. It is just you and your partner. So you have to make sure that you are physically fit, avoid injury, and for you to end the game. So beach volleyball ni our willy. And there is no coaching when the game is on. Am I right?
Yes.
There's no coaching. You can hide, speak your language, but not anywhere near the beach. And those are some of the new rules that we'd like change in the FIVB. Because why call it the coach if he cannot coach? There is nothing telling the player, do this or do that. That is food for thought. And when we have a congress, personally, I'll have my notes where I'll say, to make this game lively, let the coach say a word. Remember, even in Japan, yes. The coach was coach come team manager, because there is no slot for a coach. So that's something that we need to look at internationally. I don't know whether you'll be comfortable having a coach telling you something.
Yeah.
You'll be happy when the coach tells you when you're in the field.
For example, sasa mkiwa Trinidad na Tobago, at the Youth Commonwealth Games, you had to wait for the game to end for the coach to give you the notes. Coach come TM.
Game ikianza, coach haisiongea hapo juu. It's like ni kama anadisturb. So anaambiwa akona hiyo relax. Unless wapeane technical timeout, you can communicate to your coach.
Sasa how different do you see this? Because you're also playing for Pipeline. No, ile volleyball kawaida uko na Pipeline. How different is this? Ukiona
Beach iko different kidogo cause coach haruhusiwi kuongelesha players wakicheza. Na in terms of setting pia kwa beach iko na a bit, yani like hakuna kuset na vidole. Ukiset na vidole unless umeshika, but enye wana encourage sana you dick.
Ebu tueleze, just do the finger portion for that. Normal setting.
Normal setting you can do like this, but hiyo pitch lazima ulete paka hapa, then you release the ball. Yeah.
So hii hapa hiyo already points imepotea.
Yeah.
And so you have to let the ball get kuja na we place.
Yeah.
And then the referee, if he is not on your side, sorry to say, he will always say that you have done the wrong mistake. To avoid playing three of you in the fields or being disadvantaged by the referee, as she has said, it's always good to have
Use the
whatever
tips.
setting.
Yeah.
Yes. But these days I've seen there's so many experts like in Morocco and South Africa. Very good at it. Naona kama anabeba hiyo mpira anapatia mwenzake. And when you have a skin like ours, it's always good to play it safe. You would rather, because the referees will always be on it. But maybe the last one, Sawahome, we want to send a coach for the level 3 course in Nigeria. Yes. And that is their coach, Bwana Owino. In fact, one I have seen in Mitandao, one of our executive members has donated about $100. So we are still appealing to other members of the executive. We don't need to go outside volleyball fraternity disturbing the likes of Deep Heat, so that at least we take this guy, we are honoring him. And because he's very new in Equity, we may not go disturbing the management of Equity. So at least we have a level 3 coach. And in few years' time, we're going to turn tables. These girls here, you see them, they will go far. They compete with the pair that just missed the Olympic from Nigeria. Am I right? You know those girls? Who and who? Maybe you may not know their names, but these girls, last Olympic, last Olympic qualifier, they went for 3 sets against Egypt. So they were just going to the Olympics. If we have this selection of these young girls, both at the senior level and under 20 level, these girls will go places.
Okay, so tuangalie ya kwamba tukiangalia Abigail, give me where do you want to be in the next 2 years in terms of beach volleyball?
In the next 2 years, nataka nikuwe nimejoin national team, kuingia senior team.
Unajua mimi naongea beach volleyball.
Yeah.
Beach volleyball.
Kuna national team kama Gaudensi, Kenya wa nataka kuwa kama yeye.
Hutaki kumpita?
Hutaki
you have played against her na
nitampita by that time nitakuwa nimemshinda.
Unajua ukisema umeingia, unajua ukiingia team ni kusema umemtoa.
Yes. I hope she is not anywhere near it. They have done that in the past. In Malindi, that was Malindi?
Malindi simuliwashinda.
Yeah.
Yes.
Na ujue as a pair, beach volleyball, vile chairman anasema, it's the two of you, the points you collect all along.
Yes.
Kwa hivyo ukiingia mkikuwa named kama team,
hata hiyo ya Kwale hamunge miss. I don't know hamukusikia anyway, but that will be a story for another day.
So give me so over the next
Olympic
years,
is coming in 2020.
2028.
Mnataka kwenda Olympics?
Yeah.
Sharon, for you?
In the next 2 years, nataka kuwa na experience, but in terms of experience, we need to organize for us a training. At least we will be gaining.
Very good.
Yeah.
That will be done. And Bwana Wahome, to tell you the truth, I also want these girls, when they are not training in their respective clubs, we have already talked to the manager of Strathmore University, and they can go there anytime. They train with the students of Strathmore for them to gain experience. We have a very supportive management of Strathmore University. And that is why when we had a homologated, not homologated, but an international course of volleyball, Bwana Wahome, 23 of our coaches qualified, all of them. And this was 2 weeks ago, remember?
Okay, yeah.
So we are also trying to build the human capital, also take advantage of what we have. We are also planning to have another field at Strathmore. When we have two, it will be very easy for us. So we have so many things aligned in our policies, and things will work out.
All right. As we close this season, now, for next year, you've got 1 year to prepare a team for Dakar, the Youth Olympics.
The Youth Olympics.
What's the plan?
The plan is we want this thing of knock to end very quickly like yesterday. We have, yes, we have a new team in place that is going to take care of these activities and many other activities. Plus federations also stabilize and think about the Dakar. We also have other Commonwealth, we have Commonwealth Games, we have Youth Games, we have Beach Games. There are so many things in the calendar that we cannot afford these shenanigans of whatever. So that will take shape. Maybe also to mention here that we have a plan now with the 23 coaches that have managed to pass the exam. We want to distribute them all over the country, in all the 47 counties. They start training the beach volleyball. I must be mentioned here that Homa Bay, Migori, Makueni, Nyandarua, we also have Malindi. We've established a full-fledged 2 beach volleyball courts in the town school, courtesy of one gentleman who was supporting volleyball in 1980s, and he said the only thing that he can give back is by establishing beach court international. So all these things are coming because of a very cooperative commission under Budia, yes, but we have very strong members like Owino, we have Oduori, we have Moringe, we have Madam Ruthrop. Those people have been behind this success. It's not just Budia. Budia only comes here for presentation, but the engine behind this is that team that I'm giving you. Yes.
All right. Very well. So we expect to see more. And the next stop for the beach volleyball.
We are ending our league convection of volleyball in June. Mr. Oronje, who is the organizing secretary now, will set up a beach tour all over the country. We are targeting 1 Homa Bay. We are looking at 2 Makueni. 3 we are looking at North Coast, and 1 South Coast. Those will help us. And also we want to Robbie for hosting a major tour in Kenya. We are looking at it from the president of Uganda, who is the president of Zone 5, whether Kenya hosts or Uganda hosts in Entebbe. But we want it here in Kenya.
No, kuja hapa. That way it's going to work. Thank you very much. Moses Ngude is the chair of the KVF Beach Volleyball Commission. And also we have got Abigail Chebet. She is a beach volleyballer, but plays volleyball. So, right now she's playing for the Kenya Army. And we have got Sharon Jepkoge, who's playing for Kenya Pipeline, but she's also a beach volleyballer, the pair that, is looking to be Kenya 1 as far as beach volleyball is concerned. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We take a short break now, and we're going to have the prodigy, Elizabeth Cassidy, who's a chess player.